Baby Girl. Baby Girl. Did it get you all hot and bothered at the movie theater? Did you go see it?
Fuck.
Let us know. Let us know in the chat because um, Baby Girl came out this week. It's one of the three new movies at the Christmas box office, and it's a movie that features, of course, Nicole Kidman, who, if you went to an AMC, you may or may not have seen her before the movie, and of course, she told you, if you did see the promo, that heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Except I don't know if the hearts were being broken or something else was being broken in the movie. Uh, the trailer didn't impress me. It just feels like it wasn't committing to the genre that it's a part of. It's trying to be a part of. If I want to put it correctly, and this is just me going purely off the trailer. Like you said, Liz, the chemistry seemingly wasn't there between the two leads. But you went to see the movie, so I want to get your opinion on this. What did you think about Baby Girl? Did you feel like this movie delivered on the premise, or was it largely a disappointment?
No. I saw it so you guys didn't have to. Let's start with that. The actual premise of the film was Nicole Kidman's character, her name is Romy, which actually we don't even hear her name until like hour two. It's really weird. Her character supposedly grew up in various communes and cults. So she sort of has some kind of trauma that's never really discussed. She does go to immersive therapy for it. But basically the entire premise of the film is she has been married to her husband, Antonio Banderas, for 19 years and has never once had an orgasm through sexual intercourse with him. She always then has to finish herself off, so to speak, after they're intimate. The actor Harris Dickinson comes in. He is an intern at her company where she is the CEO, and somehow kind of sees that she's a person that would prefer to be dominated in her life. She's kind of missing that control. They awkwardly just realize they have a connection somewhere along the line. And even though she knows it's inappropriate, she's still drawn to him for some reason. I can't understand it because he looks like shit in this film personally. I think he looks like a fucking rat boy. But they meet up, they start having an affair. Even he doesn't seem into it because a lot of the time, like, he'll ask her to do something, but he'll be like, I mean, I guess if you want to get on all fours, like, give that a shot. Like, it's really very strange. And I think what they were trying to accomplish with this film was to highlight the fact that this is a problem that a lot of women have, and that we are trained our entire lives not to in any way make men feel like we're criticizing their performance in the bedroom. That's why we don't share these things. That's why we don't advocate for ourselves when it comes to sexual pleasure, and when it comes to what we desire, and when it comes to what we want from our partner in the bedroom. But it completely missed the mark. It barely really talked about it. At one point, she kind of has a breakdown when Antonio is trying to engage in sex with her, and says to him, like, I've never orgasmed with you in 19 years. I don't want you to touch me. But then, like, the next day she apologizes and she gets over it. It's very, very strange. And then, not to spoil it, but please don't fucking see this movie. So don't care. At the end, the intern that Harris plays, I don't even remember his fucking stupid name. He ends up dating Nicole's assistant, and Nicole's assistant kind of comes to her and says, hey, we need to talk about my promotion. You've been kind of skirting around the issue. I don't want you to turn into that type of woman that I can't look up to anymore. I know what's going on with you and my boyfriend. So you need to just stop seeing him, get your shit together, be the mentor that I've always looked up to, and straighten out your life. But then also, by the way, give me a promotion. So it's just really, it just ends with her helping the intern she's fucking get a job in Japan. She gives her assistant a promotion. She and Antonio Banderas work their shit out. And Bob's your uncle. It's not sexy in the slightest. Neither one of them look good. Their hair and makeup, for some reason, just was asleep on those days, phoned it in. I think Nicole looks absolutely terrible. She looks better in her AMC spots than she does in this fucking film. For some reason, she's probably going to get an Oscar for it. I couldn't explain it to you. The writing is terrible. The pacing is really off. The whole thing it's just 2 hours of cringe. And I could not explain to you what, I don't know why they kind of left the whole trauma and women have a hard time orgasming with their partners, regardless of how long they've been with them. I don't know why they just kind of left that on the table for people to figure out. Like, that it could have been more compelling. They could have had sessions with her, like talking to her therapist, rather than just showing her in these various immersive therapy things that she was trying out. They could have had them go to couples counseling where she could work it out with Antonio, but they didn't do any of that. Instead, they tried to make it like a 50 Shades of Grey, and they fucked it so completely. It was very, very strange, and I don't understand any of it. And yes, absolutely, Kevin, she's gonna get an Oscar nomination. She will, because it's about a woman empowering herself sexually, or whatever the fuck kind of spin they're trying to put on it. But please, I beg of you, do not go see this film. Like I said, there's nothing sexy about it. There's nothing that's gonna, make you think differently aside from what I just explained to you, because it does have to be explained, because they certainly don't explain it in the film. It's just, whoo, what a fucking hot mess this piece of crap is. I can't even tell you. It's, oh my gosh. I knew I was gonna hate it. Boy, did they meet my expectations. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's certainly a movie that, well, it's already got some awards buzz behind it, and yeah,
Well,
like
already got nominated for Golden
Caleb
Globes.
pointing out, yeah, well,
It had a
yes,
good soundtrack. I'll give it that. The soundtrack was good. That's it.
I mean, look, 77% isn't exactly like glowingly positive, but 77% is still a pretty high number.
I will say Antonio was good.
Fresh.
Antonio was the only good thing about the film, even though, he gets his heart broken at one point. But Antonio was the best part of the film. Nicole was Nicole. Harris, I could take her. He could have been replaced by literally any actor, honestly.
I mean, he didn't impress me particularly in the trailer. I just don't. I never felt the chemistry watching any of the promotional material for this.
Not at all.
Which again, I mean, for a movie like this is like, I mean, despite the fact that, again, the subject matter that they're talking about, like you said, they completely missed the point of what should have been the center focus of it all. And it seems like they had competing priorities of like, how do we get the audiences in the door versus what's really the core of the story.
Well, and what I don't understand as well, like, he played a model in another film, so like they are capable of making him look good. I didn't find him attractive. I didn't understand why she was attracted to him. Yeah. And there was nothing drawing anyone to this movie. It completely missed the mark, in my opinion. But yes, it's going to get all the Oscars, and I'm going to have to blow my brains out this season. It's just ridiculous.
I think a lot of the audiences probably agree with you, because the 54% Rotten Tomato score for the popcorn meter is probably indicative of the fact that most people going to see this movie are not really enjoying it, and they're certainly not getting all hot and bothered.
Or maybe not in
the best of ways.
It's fucking them on both fronts. No pun intended. It's like you're getting all the fucking wine moms that read 50 Shades of Grey and fucking got themselves off to that, because they're not getting off to their husbands. And so they're like, they bought it and they did the thing, and then they went to go see the movie, brought their cucumbers with them, and were like, oh, this is so sexy, even though it's like not how BDSM works, by the way. And then on the other side, you have the people that are like, okay, this could be like what you were saying, Liz, like, okay, this is like, woman owning her sexuality, like finding out what she's into after this marriage, and could have been a good drama, but then they're like, oh no, it's actually trash. And so you're getting, it's like both fronts are just, it's like both are unhappy, because it's like, it's not sexy, but it's also not a well-made drama. So it's like, what are you doing?
Right. I mean, I didn't see Night Bitch. I know Night Bitch got really mediocre reviews, but I would imagine it's trying to say the same thing, and probably does a much better job, and certainly more entertaining than what we were given here. Yeah.
Well, hey, it's a movie. It's out there, and if you guys are watching it, let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, hey, Nicole Kidman, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Maybe you went to the theater and your heart was broken because you were like, this movie was supposed to be a lot better than it should have been. Let us know in the comments what you think about Baby Girl, if you got a chance to see it, or if, having seen this review, now you're like, I'm probably gonna skip it. But while you're at it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell.